There's been a fair bit of discussion on the website about the relative merits of fuel injection over carburation. Now, fuel injection is, as the name implies, a way of electronically metering fuel so that just the right amount of fuel gets into the engine. Now, that's determined by engineers who've worked out the precise measurements for making the scooter run as well as it can. Carburation, on the other hand, has a slight margin for error. It's less precise than fuel injection, but it's relatively cheap to manufacture, it's cheap to run, and vehicles have been running with carburation for more than 100 years. So, which should you look for? Essentially, in terms of scooters, carburation is about fuel economy and clean emissions. In order to meet Euro 3 emission legislation, which will be enacted shortly, fuel injection is becoming more and more common. That's really the only reason. Yes, it may make a little bit more power, you may save a little bit of fuel, but basically it's about emissions for the manufacturers. In terms of how it affects your life, not terribly much. Maybe slightly easier to work on because there are fewer working parts, but then what working parts there are tend to be more expensive. So it's a little bit of swings and roundabouts in terms of servicing, but generally it's a set and forget part, and once it works out of the factory, not really much for anyone to do. When it comes down to picking the scooter that's right for you, there are many other things that have far more importance than whether it's carbureted or fuel injected. Like, is it easy to use? Does it fit you? Is the colour right? Carburation, fuel injection, they're all going to be fuel injected in the next couple of years, so it makes no difference.